for Joe. This is Joe. I do music reviews and talk shit in mics, and as you can see, I have a stranger with me. So excuse me, ma'am, who you is, who you ain't, what you do, and who you do it for?
All right. Well, my name is Tiffany Stepney, and I used to love a crackhead.
Ooh.
Came out with a book story, a true story too, by the way. Came out with it in September 2nd, and it just talks about my life with dealing with someone that was addicted to drugs.
That is insane. I'm not gonna hold you. It's really insane, but that's all right. It happened to me too. We'll talk about it another time. Anyway, so let's get straight into it. What happened? Like it. I'm all the goods. So do I gotta read the book?
Well, so let me just start out by saying the book is actually a fiction based on my true story.
Okay.
So the author is Emmanuel Sims, and he took my story. I have like a whole documentary where I'm just going through the story, and based on my story, he adapted it into a fictional piece. And we had to do that because, I don't want to get sued by anybody.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the dude is living or not. I hope he is, and I hope he got the help.
Right.
But, I'm like, because I don't want to get sued by anyone, defamation of character, blah, blah, blah. We had to change names and, certain scenarios and things like that. But my life, my story, it's true. You don't wake up saying, you know what, I'm going to date a crackhead. They put it on so smooth, they have the charm, and, he love bombed me. And in the beginning,
that love bombing should be the thing.
and the thing of it is, because people be like, oh, I would never. But it's like, you don't know until you're in that situation. If somebody is smooth talking and just making you feel so loved and like you're just the prettiest woman in the world, and, they only have eyes for you, that kind of thing, you're going to fall for it, right? I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
right?
you never look. Like I said, I fell for it too. I fell for it, and that's just me being nice. Saying he's a crackhead is me being nice, and if y'all know. Anyway, but yeah.
And so in the beginning, you don't know these things because they put on their best representative. It's like their best foot forward, and they just appear to be a nice guy. And for me, I was like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air, because my relationship before that, it was like I spent 12 years with the dude, and it didn't go anywhere. So I was like, I'm done. I'm moving on. So that's how I met, this dude.
I can see you. It's on the left. So how I don't want to get us sued, but like, how did y'all meet? Is that too much information?
No, it's not too much. So I met him through a friend. My friend and her fiance was throwing a party, like an engagement party, and they were like, oh, we have somebody we want you to meet.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. At first, I was a little leery because I'm like, like I said, my last relationship just went nowhere, and I was like, I am not trying to waste no more time with anybody.
Right.
And so I was good. I was doing me, living my best life and everything. And they introduced me to this dude, and like I said, we hit it off right away, and it was like, a little bit of chemistry going, we had good conversation and all of that. So we decided that we was going to keep talking after the party and everything. So, I spent about 2 years with him. So the first year was like a honeymoon. It was like everything was great. We were traveling. We even went to like the Hampton Jazz Festival a few years. Yeah, we used to do that. And it was just great, because I was like, I just felt like, what a breath of fresh air, right?
Yeah.
Then the turn of events. So he was an HVAC tech.
Oh boy.
And so, they were in high demand, with heating.
Yeah, they make
air
money.
conditioning.
You're looking for a trade, they make money.
Exactly. So when he said he had side jobs, I wasn't thinking nothing of it, because I'm like, okay, make that money,
Right.
And he would go and spend all hours of the night out saying that he had a side job.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And after a while, something was like, hold on. he got all these side jobs, but there's no extra
Ain't
money.
no side money coming in.
Right. I'm like, wait a minute. The math isn't mathing,
Right.
you know? So after a while, you know, I just started thinking like, okay, something is not right. And then it was he was job hopping a lot, and you know, he never had any money. His car got repoed, and then he was asking to use mine.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, it's turning quick.
Yeah, it turned, and I mean, it didn't turn like quickly like that, but it was like eventually like this happened and that happened, and then the side jobs kept getting later and later to the point where he claimed he fell asleep in the car.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, well, you could at least, as a courtesy, call to let somebody know, look, I'm gonna be out, or I'm tired, or this, you know, like don't wait up, you know.
Say something.
Say exactly. You know, you got people worried, you know, like anything could happen, you know. And I'm like, when you're in a relationship with someone, communication is key. So when the communication wasn't key, you know, there was some problems, and the icing on the cake was he drove me to work, because I used to work at night, and I was like,
best shift ever. Exactly. I love that shift.
I know, because it's like you don't have to worry about traffic. It's quiet because mostly everybody's going home, so you get to do your job and not have anybody breathing down your throat and all that. And so I was like, I get off at midnight, and don't be late. So that, you know, that would go on for a few times. He would pick me up because he had these side jobs, right? And he needed the car, and I was letting him drive my car. Typical baby boy kind of stuff. You know, I was Yvette, you know. And so this one night, you know how you get like a gut feeling about something?
The intuition.
Yeah, that intuition, you got to trust it. And so something was like, call him and make sure that he picks you up on time. So I'm calling, I get a voicemail, and I'm like, hey, don't forget, I get off at midnight, you know, the metro closes, so I'm gonna be stranded if you don't pick me up.
Right.
And so that was like 11:30, so 11:45, I'm calling, don't get anything. 5 minutes to midnight, now the phone's going straight to voicemail. I'm like, I already knew, you know how you know what was going to happen, but you still try to have that benefit of the doubt, that hope.
Let me be wrong, Lord. Let me be wrong.
Right, because, you know, you in love and all of this stuff, and this my man, and whatever. And so midnight came. I go outside. There's no car in sight. I call, go straight to voicemail. 12:15, 12:30, 1 o'clock. He never picked me up.
Oh my goodness.
Make a long story short. So the next morning, I left a message. I knew he wasn't going to get it because it was going to voicemail.
Right.
So I was like, you have until whatever time I said to bring me my car back. And if you don't, I'm reporting it stolen.
As you should. Right.
And, you know, of course, I didn't hear from him. And I did. I reported it stolen. And,
Hey, y'all, so real quick, I hate to leave you hanging like this, but guess what? My mic died in the middle of our interview. Just like that, in the middle of all the good stuff. So this is all I got. So we're just gonna have to roll with it. So first of all, thank you, Tiffany, for coming on and sharing part of your story. I used to love a crackhead, and yes, you heard the title right. Yes, it's as wild and honest as it sounds, and it's out now on Amazon, so you can check it out. I Used to Love a Crackhead by Miss Tiffany herself. Seriously though, support her because this story is definitely next level. How many crackheads out there? And while we're at it, let's give a big shout out to Emmanuel Sims and his whole crew over at the Eudomania Project. I've been watching their team grow, and I gotta say they're killing it with their content, man. And if you're not watching them yet, you're missing out. I'm just saying. Now, Tiffany girl, sister girl, we have to get you back on the show this season so we can pick up where we left off. Or even if you got some other wild adventures to share with us, you know. Me, my audience, we want to hear a little bit more from you. There we are. Now, just so we're clear, once again, this is not season 10. These are bonus episodes of season 9. So don't come for me in the comments like, y'all, where's the new season? It's coming. Just not yet. So for now, enjoy these little extras, right? But guess what? You listening? Okay, so next week, we got one more bonus episode before we get gone. For real. And, Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Hit that like button if you're feeling this episode, or drop a comment and tell me how can I do better. What y'all want to talk about? What y'all want to do next season? Like, give me some ideas. I'm feeling a little. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something. But anyway, that's all I got for you this week. I'm so sorry about the mic and all that. Next week, I'm gonna have a new episode for you, and well, not a new episode. I'm gonna have another bonus episode for you for season 9. And I'm gonna stop rapping. That's all we got this week. Thank you for watching The Real Life of Joe. This is Joe. I do music reviews and talk shit in mics. And next week, I got another bonus episode for you. So I'm gonna see you next time.